Hi, this is Aditya from LightHaven. I recently got a question about what my favorite knives are that I own, what are my favorite self-defense tools or sort of EDC things that I like to carry. So I thought that would be a really interesting video to go through. In India, we don't often come across people who are armed, right? So we don't often have people who have guns, people who have knives. And so for me to carry around like weapons that are capable of lethal strikes is a little bit overkill, I think. However, there are some things that I really do like, and we're going to go through why I really like them, but we're going to start with some non-lethal options. The first is a travel wrench by Datu Kelly Wharton. This was given to me by a really good friend of mine, Tuhan Belton Lubis. It's a wrench, right? It's a wrench made of hard plastic. There's a nice little clip over here to go into your pocket and a lovely little finger retention ring. It's shaped like a karambit, so you can do a lot of the similar stuff as the karambit, but I can use that ring to punch. I can use the hard part to strike, to hook. I can use it a lot of the same ways that again I use the karambit. I love things with this finger retention hole because if my finger opens, my hands open for whatever reason, the weapon is not really going to fall out of, it's not going to really fall out of my hands. And at the same time, it gives me that option of just striking with the ring, just striking with the ring itself, right? So this is called the travel wrench. It might be a little bit hard to get in India, but if you're in the States, you should be able to get this pretty easily. The next non-lethal option, and this is my new favorite thing, is a flashlight. Right? This is the Fenix PD35R. It's a flashlight and it has a little bit of a bevel as well. And so it allows me to strike with the flashlight again the way I would use a knife in pakal. It also has a bunch of different modes. It's a really bright flashlight. But I also love that I can instantly go directly into that strobe setting. There's a separate button at the back over there that instantly sends me into that strobe setting. And this button, I can have a half press for just a quick light, or I can have a full press and the light is on, right? And it has a bunch of different modes and it remembers which mode you've left it on. So again, I find this to be one of the most underrated but important self-defense tools, especially at night. It's a great deterrent to keep people away from you. Someone is coming, you don't know who they are, you don't want them close to you. Flash this in their eyes. It's a great deterrent to keep people away from you. If they're charging towards you, that strobe function is amazing. It allows me to blind someone and move offline. Then if I need to strike, I can do a lot of the same things that I would with the knife, but I would do it in a non-lethal way with this flashlight. Now we come to two of my favorite knives. The first knife is my Spyderco Tenacious. Now I love this knife not necessarily because I love the design or I'm a big Spyderco fan. I love this knife because it was my first folding knife that I ever owned. I found it in the Philippines. We were knife shopping and I found it in the Philippines and I just instantly fell in love with it. The funny story is I actually dreamt about this knife. When I first saw it in the Philippines, I didn't have that much money. And I dreamt about this knife after seeing it for 3 nights straight, and then I just was like, I need to figure out a way to buy this, and I went back the next day and I bought it. I do, however, I do like the shape because the way this fits in my hand, I can use it as an impact weapon even when it's not deployed, right? I can use this part to hit even when it's not deployed. When I do deploy the knife though, it also really feels nice in my hand and very comfortable, and I just really love this knife. I love how high I can come with my thumb. I love how comfortable it feels in pakal. I love how comfortable it feels in saksa. I love how it can be good for slashing. It can be good for thrusting, and also, like, you know, again in India I'm not really doing any heavy work with my knives. For most of the stuff like opening boxes or, you know, just simple things like that, this is a great knife to have. It's also, again, I have a lot of sentimental value to it, but it's not a very expensive knife, so I don't mind beating it up also a little bit. I'm going to take a quick break just to tell you a little bit more about our YouTube memberships and our Patreon page and the exclusive content that we offer there. Now, on both YouTube memberships and on Patreon, we have a longer extended version of these YouTube videos that go out for free to all of you guys. But on Patreon, we also have 3 separate series that have been going on for a while now. The first is called the Drill of the Week, where I look at double stick or single stick, double knife or single knife, stick and knife, empty hands, and I give you a set of drills that you can spend the entire week training. The second is called Two Horns Training Thoughts, where I essentially go through my approaches to training, my approaches to fighting, my approaches to teaching, right? So if you want a little bit more into how I think about the martial arts, that's a great series for you. And lastly, there's a slightly newer series that we started called Ancient Arts Modern Warriors, where we look at the martial arts in a more extended version. We explore the martial arts, the roots of the martial arts, how different martial arts are connected to each other, how different martial arts solve different problems. And it's again just my way to kind of geek out or nerd out on the martial arts with you guys. So if you'd like to know more about either our YouTube membership or Patreon, check out the links in the description down below. Lastly comes a knife that I also, it was like love at first sight. And when I first saw the ad of this on YouTube, I knew I needed to have this knife, and it actually took me quite a while to be able to get my hands on it because you couldn't get it in India. I first ordered it from the States, and then customs, even though it's completely legal in India, it falls under all the legal parameters in India. Customs confiscated it, and then I had to go write a letter to customs, and then they said they'll send it, and they sent it 4 years later. In the meantime, I had asked again to Belton Lubas only, he was coming from America, and I ordered another one of these knives, sent it to him, and asked him to give it to me in the Philippines. So then I had one of these, and then 4 years later came another one of these. So I changed the clips so that I carry one of them on my right hip and I can carry one of them on my left hip. It is the D.A.R.T knife by Doug Makaider with the Emerson wave function. Now I love this knife. If you haven't already noticed, I really love finger retention rings, but to be very honest with you, I'm not the biggest fan of the karambit shape. It's not because I think there's anything wrong with the karambit, it's just I've never been very comfortable with that kind of hooking shape. The D.A.R.T knife has this tanto blade. It's a straight blade, but it's a straight blade with this finger retention ring. And the way that it's drawn, when I pull it out, again, if I have to open my hands, the knife is not going anywhere. It comes right into my hand and it fits great. The other thing I really love about this knife is this. It's called the Emerson wave. And essentially what it does is, as I'm drawing my knife out, it gets stuck on any piece of clothing and it draws the knife out. As I'm pulling the knife off my pocket, it deploys the knife. Another thing about this knife that I love a lot is that I can use it in its undeployed fashion as well. I can use this to strike. I can use the ring to hit. I can use this again just the way I would any other knife in its undeployed fashion. I can use this as a force multiplier. I can use this as a force multiplier. I can use that ring to hit. I can use that ring to punch. I can flip it out like a karambit, pull it back in. I can use the end to strike, and at any point of time if I need to deploy it, it just needs to get stuck on an article of clothing and it's out and it's in my hand and it's ready to be used as a knife, right? So this is it's my favorite thing that knife that I own probably, but it's the one that I probably carry the least often because in India we don't really have the need to deploy lethality that often. For me, probably the most practical thing that I own is this flashlight, just because the number of different use cases that I can use it in, and the fact that it's concealable. It comes with this clip, the different kinds of the functions that it has, the different kinds of modes that it has, the fact that I can directly go into that strobe mode. I don't have to cycle through different modes to get there. I find this the most practical self-defense solution, especially if you're living in a country where you're not really going to come up against weapons that often. So these are my favorite things to carry, my favorite knives and self-defense tools, and Luna at the back over there. Looney, hi. Let me know in the comments below what are your favorite DC tools, what are your favorite folding knives, what is your favorite go-to self-defense option. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, if you learned from what you saw, please do like and share this video. If you have anything to add or any questions, leave that in the comments down below. Please do subscribe to the channel. All of these things really do help out the school and the channel a lot. A huge thank you to everybody on our Patreon page and everybody on our YouTube memberships. If you'd like to know more about the exclusive content that we offer there, check out the links in the description down below. Lastly, thank you guys for watching and see you in the next video.